Like the video and subscribe right now, and Doggo won't tell anyone what you were watching. Ready? 3, 2, 1. While the light bulb doesn't really make any sense, a cell phone, well, at least we could see a reason for this X-ray to exist. Taken in a prison in San Salvador, this shows just how much some people are willing to endure in order to stay connected. Shafiq Al-Fakri learned the hard way not get in bar fights down under when 20-year-old Lampert hurled a chair in his direction. The result, one leg of the chair pierced through high eye socket and went all the way down through his neck. Buzz Lightyear explores the true last frontier. Don't expect to see this in Toy Story 4. When an unnamed man from New Mexico planned on proposing marriage to his girlfriend, he hid the ring in her milkshake. Unfortunately for him, she must have been really thirsty that day, and his proposal was obviously delayed until the ring completed its journey. When a trio of young men waiting on a bus tried to stop a robbery back in 2008, one of them ended up with more than he bargained for. He was completely coherent though, and made complete recovery. Back in 2008, when investigators concluded that Chen Liu was in fact killed with a male gun, no one argued with their findings. When Australian Pat Skinner came back to the hospital 18 months after surgery complaining of stomach pain, the doctors found something they'd lost over a year ago: their surgical scissors. After a child in China was accidentally shot in the head with a bow and arrow, it pierced through his eye socket and went into the back of his skull. Despite the close call, he still somehow managed to survive. Apparently someone in China borrowed a pair of scissors to clean their teeth after a meal and swallowed them by mistake when a friend told a joke and they laughed. This 12-foot Burmese python from Idaho needed surgery in order to remove the electric blanket and entangled wires in his gut. In spite of a knife penetrating 4 inches into his head just above his eyebrow, this soldier still somehow managed to survive the operation with any difficulties. This 13-inch serrated knife blade somehow got lodged between the stomach and esophagus of a St. Bernard puppy in Florida for nearly 4 days before surgery was finally performed to remove it. Is there an easy way to get a light bulb stuck in your large intestine? When doctors from Pakistan removed the light bulb from a prisoner, he had no explanation and seemed just as baffled as everyone else. When construction worker on hunt fell from a ladder while drilling on an elevated surface, his drill went ripping through his eye socket and out the back of his head. Amazingly enough, he survived. For some reason, a girl in China swallowed over 20 cobblestones when she got upset with her boyfriend, thinking that eating and drinking would eventually flush them out. She was wrong. Although we are not sure how this could happen without child services getting involved, 17-month-old Nicholas Holderman somehow ended up with mom's keys penetrating through his eye socket and into his skull. Fortunately, he made a full recovery. 57-year-old Giseo came into the emergency room one day holding up a piece of plumbing that was lodged into his skull via the tap handle. Apparently he had slipped in his tub and landed in the worst way possible. Believe it or not, this 7-inch kidney stone was found in a patient in Hungary, and upon removal it looked like a large deformed ostrich egg. As you may have noticed, some of the strangest X-ray finds happen to be in prisons. This one is no exception. Prisoners in Raleigh, North Carolina were found trying to smuggle batteries and bed springs in their stomachs. Call us crazy, but we are pretty sure that swallowing batteries is not a good idea. Although hemorrhoids can't be pushed anywhere, they are swollen veins in the lower rectum. Someone apparently thought that they were losing their intestines and needed to shove them back up into their body using a bullet. The operation went well, and the bullet was removed, although at one point the bomb squad had to be called for fear that it would explode. Let's suppose that you somehow managed to nearly swallow a cockroach and it's stuck crawling away in the back of your throat. What do? Use a fork. At least that's what an Israeli woman chose to do with less than optimal results. When 8-year-old Hallie Lentz found shiny metallic objects laying around the house, she naturally assumed them to be candy. Before long, her intestines were filled with magnets, and she had to be taken to the hospital to keep them from clumping up inside her. It's amazing how many people can have nails rammed straight through their skulls without knowing anything about it. The X-ray above belongs to a man in South Korea who showed up at the emergency room complaining of a headache, only to get some surprising news. We are not exactly sure if this is even possible, but if so, this soldier was unlucky enough to find out how. Another hand grenade, this time in the stomach of a terrorist. Apparently he didn't think his plan through very well though, because he had no way of actually detonating the grenade once it was in his stomach. Apparently Patrick Lawler thought it was just a toothache. Imagine the dentist's surprise when he found a nail passing from the roof of his mouth all the way up into his brain. On December the 27th of 1895, while experimenting on cathode rays, German's physicist Wilhelm Conrad Roentgen asked his wife Bertha to put her hand on a plate, and the result was the first X-ray image in history, an accomplishment for which he won the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1901. Mirror hand, ulna dimilia, in a toddler. Needless to say, this is a very rare congenital abnormality. Egg. A live artillery shell inside someone's rectum. No surgery needed here. These nails were all passed without perforating internal organs. Learn a lesson from this New Mexico couple. Don't hide an engagement ring in a milkshake. This X-ray shows the stomach of a 22-year-old Chinese student who accidentally swallowed a spoon when a friend startled her. A man was stabbed in the head with scissors during a bar fight. He recovered. This pair of 9x4cm scissors slid down this man's esophagus when he tried to use them as a toothpick. Sometimes the surgeons don't remember all of their instruments. These fire tongs were thrown through the back of a man's head and stuck out his forehead. A candy cane somehow makes its way up this person's derriere. An analog cassette tape from someone who presumably hasn't upgraded to iPods. These salad tongs ended up just as stuck as the vibrator they were used to fish out. We doubt there's much cell phone service here. An Eiffel Tower keychain inexplicably winds up embedded in this person's hand. Swallowing your teeth is easier when you've got a set of dentures. This patient swallowed a toothbrush on a dare. Don't leave forks lying on the floor. This could happen to you. A decapitated Barbie makes a home in this person's body. Is this the key to someone's heart? This light bulb may have reminded the medical workers of the Operation board game. This nose hair trimmer wasn't being used for its original purpose. A safety pin lines this poor individual's esophagus. This X-Acto knife was wrapped in toilet paper. This bug spray can probably won't be useful in there. This knife lodged in a skull was the result of a 2008 robbery gone wrong. This X-ray reveals a whisk that somehow found its way into a rectum. SpongeBob SquarePants didn't complete his trip to Bikini Bottom and instead wound up lodged upside down in the throat of a 16-month-old child. X-ray of a pregnant dog. I have a rare disorder called cleidocranial dysatosis. Got my first dental x-ray today, and I have a lot of extra teeth. X-ray scans of a painting of the young Charles II of Spain reveal that the artist painted over an earlier painting when Charles was a few years younger. X-rays of children's mouths between the ages of 6 to 12 years still hold wonder for me, even after being a dentist for 10+ years. Scoliosis surgery, before and after. Pregnant cat X-ray. Well, that sucks a lot. Snake has a kidney tumor. Wanted to share his X-ray. Wish him luck and surgery. This is an X-ray of the device doctors put in my dad's neck, containing undeveloped bone cells and stem cells to regrow parts of his spine. Science. I got a panoramic X-ray of my teeth the other day. The dentist forgot to have me remove my glasses. Miscorrect posture, 1956. At a chiropractic convention in Chicago, the contest winners were picked for the beauty of their X-rays and their standing posture. X-ray of my metal arm. A man in China had a steel spoon lodged in his esophagus for a year, but surprisingly, the half-swallowed utensil didn't cause too much discomfort. I dislocated my jaw while eating cereal. Nikola Tesla's foot in a shoe by himself. Tesla obtained the image in 1896 with X-rays generated by his own vacuum tube, similar to Leonard's tube, at a distance of 8 feet. An X-ray of my cat's intestines. Kinda looks like Santa in a sleigh. An X-ray of a ghost bat. Just received my X-rays from Saturday's debacle. They had to cut my ring off before returning my bones to their full upright and locked position. I love how sinister these cute, innocent dolls look under X-ray. It shows their true colors. Ineffective gold thread acupuncture treatment for osteoarthritis of the left knee. My son got shot in the face by a BB gun 2 years ago. Accidentally. Found the BB today. X-ray techs were amazed at my cervical spine imaging given extremum hypermobility. An X-ray of a person with multiple hypodontia. This is a new level of photobombing. Pregnant turtle's X-ray. My friend's son swallowed a snowflake. I requested my MRI results. Oh, hi. An X-ray of conjoined twins. Inmates of this prison have a different idea of having fun. The prison inmates deliberately swallowed such objects to gain trips outside prison. Talk about being creative. An X-ray of a child's hand. A metal pole somehow up someone's rectum. Man puts wire up his rectum to get stuck wine bottle. An X-ray of a goldfish. This is the first X-ray in the world, taken by Wilhelm Röntgen on December 22, 1895. A kitchen knife. Mace's X-ray has to be one of the most astonishing our vets have ever seen. She was rushed to us when she started shocking and being sick. An x-ray clearly showed the cause of the problem. Maid had somehow managed to swallow a 8-inch kitchen knife. Thankfully, the knife hadn't caused any damage and she quickly recovered after an operation to, very carefully, remove it. Toy Minion. Chase got himself into despicable situation when he wolfed down a chocolate egg with a plastic toy inside. Not only is chocolate toxic to dogs, but the toy got stuck in Chase's stomach. Our vets got a shock when they looked at his x-ray can. Could exactly what he'd swallowed, a minion. Sewing needle. Broxy gave our vets a challenge when she came through our doors feeling very under the weather. An x-ray showed something incredible. A needle lodged in the back of her throat. Luckily, our vets could see a bit of thread still attached to the needle and they used this to ease it out, saving Broxy from a serious operation. When you work in the ER, you see lots of objects stuck in the rectum. This one is my best by far. Osteosarcoma. No chance I'm pregnant. Veterinary nurse here. Check out this hedgehog x-ray. We use a chip clip to get the quills up out of the image. Patient came in for a lumbar series after falling during a workout. Exam ended after one image. She was, in fact, asked about pregnancy, but said she had just gotten off her period. The patient admitted that he decided to try something new after watching porn, but he accidentally let go of the eel. The fish, apparently trying to find a way out, tore the patient's intestines. Never skip butthole day. A girl swallowed her charm from her necklace and had to go to the emergency room. 52-year-old Margaret Dolman, whose x-ray is above, swallowed 78 pieces of cutlery. Let's play a game. Choose your own shitty superpower. Featured comment. Amrito Rupam Gosh. Me. Mammalian will never feature this comment. Also me, a few hours later. Spits out cereal. If you want to be featured in the next video, use #dankness.